Okay, let's talk about it. Saying no at work. It's gotta be one of the biggest struggles for, well, pretty much everyone. We all wanna be seen as team players, right? We wanna be helpful. But we also need to get our own work done without completely burning out. So, over the next few minutes, we're gonna break down exactly how to do that, how to protect your time and your sanity without making people think you're a jerk.
Does this sound familiar? You are totally at your limit. Your to-do list is a mile long. And then someone pops their head in your office with, "Hey, got a sec? It's just one more thing." That exact feeling, that moment of dread, that's what we're tackling today. How do you push back on that without blowing up your relationships at work? And really, it all boils down to this fundamental misunderstanding. So many of us confuse being a kind, collaborative person with having to be endlessly available. We think saying yes all the time is how we prove we're supportive. But as we're about to see, that is a huge, huge trap. And yeah, that trap has a name, the overcommitment trap. It's this vicious cycle that starts when our desire to be seen as kind and helpful leads us to say yes to everything, which, of course, just leaves us feeling totally overworked and, honestly, a little resentful. Now, this right here is a really powerful way to reframe the entire problem. We tend to think our struggle with saying no is about finding the perfect, most polite words. But the core idea here is that it's not really a communication issue at all. It's a boundary issue. We haven't defined our own limits, so how can we possibly communicate them to anyone else? And this quote just nails the mindset shift we need to make. A no doesn't have to be a closed door. It's not a personal rejection. When you deliver it the right way, it's just information. It tells your team about your workload, about your priorities, and about your role. And you know what? It actually builds trust because it makes you way more predictable and reliable. All right, so that's the theory, but how do we actually put this into practice? Let's get right into the toolkit. We're gonna walk through 3 very specific, field-tested phrases you can literally start using tomorrow to set these boundaries like a pro. So here's the first one, and believe me, it is a total game changer. This phrase immediately changes the entire conversation. It's no longer a simple yes or no. It's now a discussion about priorities and capacity. You're not refusing to help. You're just presenting the reality of your workload. And look at the difference here. You are absolutely not saying, "I don't want to do this." What you are saying is, "My plate is full, and taking on something new means something else has to move." You're basically positioning yourself as a strategic partner, trying to solve a resource puzzle. And you're putting the decision back on them, which is right where it belongs. So when's the perfect time to use this phrase? It's your go-to for when new requests just keep piling on top of each other, when you are genuinely at full capacity, and most importantly, when your goal is to get aligned with your manager on what really matters most. Okay, on to phrase 2. This one is all about timing. It takes what could be a hard no and turns it into what the source material calls a structured pause. You're not saying never, you're just taking control of the timeline. And this is such a critical distinction. A vague, maybe later, that just creates false hope and kicks the can down the road, right? But a structured pause with a specific date is super clear, it's respectful, and it manages expectations perfectly. It says, "I hear you, and here is exactly when I can give this my full attention." This phrase is perfect for when a request is actually pretty reasonable, but the timing is just awful. Or maybe you just need some breathing room to figure out if you can even take it on. It lets you stay in the game without making a promise you know you can't keep. And our third and final phrase. This one is all about protecting your role and making sure work lands with the right owner. It's about helping the whole team be more efficient by making sure the right tasks go to the right people. See, with this phrase, you're not rejecting the work. You're respecting the organizational structure. This isn't about whether you're willing to help. It's about fit and accountability. By pointing them in the right direction, you're still being incredibly helpful, but you're not muddying the waters by stepping outside your lane. So pull this one out when a request is genuinely outside of your job description or your expertise. It's also really important to use when you find yourself getting pulled into things just because you happen to be nearby, not because you're actually the owner. This helps everyone get clearer on their roles. Now, having these phrases in your back pocket is amazing, but it's really only half the battle. Because as we're about to see, the words you choose are important, sure, but how you say them, well, that can make all the difference in the world. So we've got these 3 powerful phrases, right? They give you the script you need, but having a script is only gonna get you so far.
Because as important as those words are, it's your delivery, your calm tone, your confident body language, that's going to determine whether your message lands as helpful information or as a confrontation. So to really nail the delivery, just focus on these 3 things. First, stay calm and grounded. A steady voice communicates confidence, not conflict. Second, resist that urge to over-explain yourself. A long, rambling story just makes you sound guilty. And third, and this one is huge, never apologize for having limits. Your capacity is a fact, not a personal failing. Okay, let's bring this all home and talk about the ultimate payoff. Why should we go through all this discomfort of setting boundaries? Because it fundamentally changes how people see you at work. It shifts you from just being available to being truly reliable. This right here, this is the key takeaway from this whole explainer. Setting boundaries isn't about being difficult. It's not about being unhelpful. It's about being predictable. It means that when you finally do say yes, your team knows without a doubt that it's going to get done and it's going to get done well. That is the definition of reliability. Because, at the end of the day, a healthy organization doesn't need a bunch of heroes who say yes to everything until they crash and burn. It needs professionals who know their limits, who protect their focus, and who deliver on their commitments time and time again. That's where the real value is. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Using everything we just talked about, what is one small, specific boundary you can set or protect this week? Because that's how this all starts. Not with some grand gesture, but with one well-placed, thoughtful, and informative no.